Hello there, my fabulous stitchy friends. I'm Kat and welcome to my channel Catkin and Lily, where we talk all things cross stitch. So today is a FlossTube, it's episode number 13 and it's the 30th of December. So I thought this was the perfect time to wrap up 2023, to have a look at all my WIPs, so we'll do a little WIP parade, and to talk about my plans for 2024, because I have a lot of them. Now I am a few days later than I had planned for this video because I got a bonus Christmas present of COVID. So I've been feeling really poorly for the last couple of days and no way was I going to film. So I'm feeling a bit better now. We will see how this goes. If I sound a bit ropey, then I apologise. We'll see, as I say, we'll see how it goes. I really didn't want to delay it any longer because I'm really excited to get on and show you all my WIPs, show you what 2023 has been like for me and share about 2024. As I say, I've got lots of plans and I'm super excited to share them, so I couldn't put off filming any longer. I do have a couple of bits of new stash, but I'm going to save those for the next FlossTube because I might have some more bits on the way as well, so let's save that for next time. But I do have a couple of Christmas FFOs that I want to show you that were late to the party, so they didn't make it into my Christmas FlossTube episode, so I'm going to show you those quickly today as well. Now, speaking of Christmas, I do hope you all had a lovely time, whether you were celebrating or not. I hope you at least had some time to relax and hopefully some stitchy time as well. So let's start with a wrap up of 2023, and it was the year that I went a little bit WIP mad, at least for me anyway, because this is very much not WIP mad to a lot of people, but to me it was quite a lot. And I actually had, let's see, I had 14 new starts, so that was pretty good. And I also had 10 finishes, so that's even better. But that does explain, it's basic maths people, why I have more WIPs at the end of the year than I had at the start. But that's all good, and it's not going to get any better for 2024. You'll see when we get into planning. There's still going to be quite a lot of WIPs on the table. And actually there would have been a few more stitches in there as well, a few more starts and finishes, because I don't really track my own patterns that I'm designing to sell. Those aren't included in the number, so there would have been some starts and finishes for those that aren't in that. But hey, that's all good. And I was thinking about 2023, and I had quite a few firsts for me. The most obvious being that I finished my first full coverage huge project. That was my Heaven and Earth designs, which I made a whole video about. So if you haven't seen that one, I'll link the video for you up there so that you can go and take a look. That was amazing. So that's my first huge full coverage finish. I'm not going to be getting that every year because obviously they're huge. But there we go. That was a great first. And the other ones were just using things like my first use of speciality hand-dyed threads. So that was in the Castle Homecoming stitch along. That's got some specialty threads in there, so that was my first time using those. And my first time using hand-dyed fabric as well, which actually I did again for the Castle Homecoming. That's got hand-dyed Ada in it, which is lovely. And then also for Rossa the Mermaid, I had hand-dyed even weave, and also for the Winter's Gift hand-dyed even weave, and I have been absolutely loving the hand-dyed fabric. It's not going to be something I use for every project, but for certain things, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, so I've been really enjoying that. And it's not a first, but something I've discovered a love of, this is a really weird one, is starting at the bottom of a pattern. I've done it for the couple of fancy lady type patterns that I've been doing, and I really like it, so I think I would do that where I can. I think particularly if I can start in the bottom right hand corner and work my way, because it means I'm kind of working up and across, and yeah, that just works really well for me, so I've really enjoyed that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about 2023. It was a wonderful year for stitching. I've just really enjoyed it, done so many lovely projects, but let's not dwell on that too much more, although I do have now the couple of Christmas FFOs that I mentioned that I wanted to show you. So the first one of those is the Cotton and Twine November subscription box, which was a beautiful hanging Here we are. I've made it up. This is pretty much as is. I often add extra pieces, but this is made up exactly. Oh no, it's not, because the twine on the top, I've used my own twine. But this rod came in the thing, and then you've got this gorgeous wintry design. So yeah, I've just made that up into the hanging as suggested, and look away now if you're offended by backs, because I'm going to show you. I just sellotaped it. So I've pressed it down along the edges, and because as you may know by now, I'm kind of allergic to sewing, and I was in a hurry and I just wanted to get it up on display this year. I've just sellotaped the back. So yeah, I'd like to say one day it'll be sewed properly, but honestly, that might be a lie. So my second Christmas FFO is one of the mini kits. There were 3 mini kits in the Historical Sampler Company Advent box, and I've done one of them. So the other 2 I'll be able to stitch those in next year, ready for Christmas 2024. But here's the one I have finished, and it's this gorgeous little reindeer in a snow globe. So again, they give you this little canvas to finish it on. So I've just frayed and patched it onto there. I've added the piece of twine down here. The bow came in the kit, and the snowflake charm, I've added that as well. And I have got some little beads on here as well. So that's gorgeous, and it comes with a little easel, so you can stand it on and display like that. So that's lovely. All 3 kits were absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited to stitch the others. It's a shame I didn't get to them this year, but they'll be lovely as and when I do get to them. And the third Christmas FFO, or set of FFOs, is the coasters that I was making to give to my family. So you've already seen in my Christmas episode, I showed you the 2 Shan and Christine designs that I made, and those were for my mum and dad. And I will pop a picture in, because obviously I've gifted these so I don't have them now, so I'll pop in a picture. The other ones I made were all patterns from Doreen Jones. So the first of these I'll put in is a Christmas cat. It's a set of 4, so this was one, and I made this for my uncle because he has a couple of cats, and yeah, I think he loved it. He said he did, and it was really fun to stitch. And the other 2, again, I'll pop in the picture, were little snowmen designs that I made for my brother and his girlfriend, and I loved how these turned out. They're on sparkly fabric, and it looks really nice. Okay, we are on to the WIP parade, and I'm kind of hoping it won't take too long. I don't want to spend ages on all of them, because quite a few of them you will have been seeing if you've been watching any of my regular FlossTube videos, and you'll be seeing again coming up. I don't have too many that are inactive a lot of the time. So I have 10 WIPs, as I mentioned, so I will, for each of them, I'm going to go in order of when I started them. And I will put up the info panels for them with all the details, so that I kind of don't have to go through everything. So if you want to know details about fabric or whatever, then that'll all be up on the info panels. And yeah, let's get into it. So WIP number 1 is the Wildflower wreath by Dimensions, and this is by far my oldest WIP and is untouched for the entirety of 2023 and well before that. So this is the kit. It was a kit by Dimensions. I started it, I think, about 2018. So you can see it's got a lot. Can I get this one in here? It's got a lot of backstitch. I'm trying to see whether I can show you or not. And yeah, it's really lovely. But it just hasn't got any love at the moment. And I'm not sure I'm planning to be honest. I'm not ready to say it's a UFO. But it's really only going to come back. No, I don't know when it's going to come back. It is, at some point. Maybe. WIP number 2 is House in the Woods by Riverdrift House. And this one was started in 2022. So it's the only other one of my WIPs that was started prior to 2023. So again, it's been going for a little bit. and it's been a bit on and off with it. I'm still enjoying it, and in fact with this one, I actually really want to put this on my list to finish for 2023. So that's where we're at. It's pretty good. I'm over halfway. So yeah, I'm going to put that one on my list to try and finish that one in 2024. So WIP number 3 is my Castle Homecoming Stitch Along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And let's see when I started that, 26th of May 2023. So we are into 2023 starts now. And because it's a stitch along and it doesn't finish until February 2024, there's no surprise I haven't finished it yet. But I have been keeping up with it fairly well. Here's where we're at. So this is all of parts 1 through 7 completed. Part 8 is out. I've only made a tiny start on that. But that's looking pretty good. The last remaining parts 9 is out on the 4th of January and part 10, final part, is out on the 1st of February. So I kind of got it slated, maybe I can finish it by the end of February. That would be quite nice. WIP number 4 is Birds at the Water Pump, and I started this one on the 10th of June 2023. And this is probably the least worked on. I think I worked on it for a little bit and then not much more, and you'll see this is where I'm at. And in fact, it's probably where I was at when I did a WIP parade when I kind of started doing my floss tubes in the summer. So it must have been not long after, and so that's as far as I've got on that one. I think with that one, there's kind of a hump sometimes when you start something that, I mean, some projects you just dive in and you literally just fly through them. Other projects, I find they take it maybe a little bit for me to get into, and this has been one of those, and I haven't got over that kind of hump where I'm like, now I'm super excited by it. So I think I just need to kind of just put that one in the rotation, focus on it a bit more, because then I'll probably get really excited about it. So I don't know if that's slated for a 2024 finish. I would like to think so. I don't like my WIPs to go like years and years and years, so we'll see. WIP number 5 is the Menagerie Illusion, which is my chameleon, which I absolutely adore. I have loved stitching on this one, but it's been on time out just for a little bit. But I will show you where we're at with it. I mean, that's gorgeous. It's only been on time out, not because I haven't loved it, but just because I've been working on other things. And I started this on the 10th of June, so actually the same date that I started the previous one. I don't know what was going on that day, I just started 2 things, clearly. But this one is definitely going to be a finish, fairly early on in 2024. It's going to be, I absolutely want to get this one done. So yeah, that's going to get a lot of love early in 2024. WIP number 6 is the big one. So it's the huge project that I started after I finished my Heaven and Earth designs. So this is Chromatic Dragon. I started this on the 20th of September 2023. And here we are at the moment. This is currently at, 18,255 stitches, which is 8.72%. So I'm really pleased with how this is coming along, and I only work on it for a couple of days a week, but it's still coming along really nicely, and I'm seeing some good progress with it. So obviously that's going to keep getting worked on in 2024. But it won't be a finish, obviously. WIP number 7 is Rossa by Bella Filipina, which is the mermaid I've been working on and absolutely loving, and she has been on time out, again, just to work on other things, not because I didn't love her. And I started her on the 23rd of September 2023. And here's what I got to. Actually made some really good progress. Absolutely loving it. Only paused just so that, as I say, I could work on other things, as you will see with, is it the next? No, couple of WIPs time. That was what I paused it for, but I will be back to her in 2024, and again, definitely slated for a finish in 2024. WIP number 8 is the Jingle Bells Stitch Along from the Historical Sampler Company, which I started, I think it was the day after it, the first part came out, which was the 19th of October 2023. And the 4 parts all came out fairly quickly. The last one was out on the 29th of November. I'm still quite a long way from finishing it, that's absolutely fine. Here's where I'm at. I'm still pretty pleased. I've done quite a decent amount and I've been enjoying it. But obviously I've still got that third row to finish and there's still 2 more rows to go. So there's still quite a lot to do. So I'm going to stitch that. I said I would stitch it up until the end of 2023 and then I'll put it away for a bit and bring it out somewhere later in 2024 to finish off ready for Christmas 2024. So WIP number 9 is The Winter's Gift by Joan Elliott, which was my very exciting new Fancy Ladies start on the 9th of December 2023. And I have got so much done. I have stitched on this so much because I absolutely adore it and I really put a lot of stitches in on this. So this is where I'm at. Look at that. Oh, let's see if I can get it in a bit closer for you to see some of it. Wow. It's just beautiful. Yeah, so I'm really happy how that's progressing and really excited. But I don't think I'll finish it by February, end of February, but you never know. I have been working really hard on it. So WIP number 10 is just a little last minute small design that I squeezed in. It's the Jolly Squirrel from Pigeon Coop Designs. And I had slated this for a start in January 2024, but I couldn't resist. I just wanted to start it and it was only small and it was quite an easy stitch. So I thought it would be a nice little Christmas stitch as well. And here's where we're at with that. It's really lovely. Just the detail in the patterning on here is just beautiful. Really nice. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that one and I don't think it'll take me very long to finish it. It won't be this year, obviously, but it's definitely going to be a January finish. So that's exciting because then I can maybe start something else. So that brings us very neatly onto stitchy plans for 2024. And I think it is going to be a very, very fun year, but very complicated. I've got a lot planned. I've got so much I want to do. It's basically... it's the stitchy equivalent of an all-you-can-eat buffet. You know when you take your plate up and it's like, you know, it's a buffet, maybe a salad buffet or something, and you literally, you pile everything on your plate and you go, oh, I could just balance one more thing on there, or I'll just stick this one on the side, I'll just pop this on here, and your plate is overflowing and things are falling off. That's me with my stitching for 2024, I think. But it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited, and because of that, I'm planning, but I'm not keeping it too rigid because I know that things are likely to change. There might be things come up that I want to stitch. So planning in the loosest sense of the word. So the first thing that I did for my planning was to write out all the projects that I'm currently working on and I'd like to stitch. And I've got my projects I want to stitch. And I have filled this in. There's 10 on a page and I've got 35 projects on there. Now that does include the 10 WIPs that I'm already working on. I'm not sure if that actually makes it any better or not, it probably doesn't. But I've started by putting them all on there and it's a mix. I've got lots of things on here. I've got a couple of kits that I haven't done yet. I've got lots of digital patterns that I have already purchased and that I've got on here. I've got some magazine projects on there that I've picked out that I wanted to stitch. So yeah, there's a whole load of stuff on here. And I can put on here, you'll see each one, I can put where I'm up to with it. So whether you can see this top one here, I have, what's on my top one? Oh, it's the House in the Woods one. So obviously I've already started that, so that's on there. But then I've got down here, so if I come down to here, I've got the Four Seasons spring one, which I've got, it's all a kit, so it's all ready to go, but I haven't started it. So I thought at least I can see what I'd like to stitch for now. Some more might get put on that list as we go, I'm sure, but that's all on there for now. So then I've gone with my month by month stitching plan. So I can put in the projects that I'm actually going to work on for each month. I've got any sort of focus project in there as well. And that will just get really filled in on an ad hoc basis as I go, deciding month by month what I'm going to work on. So at the end of each month, I'll decide what's going in, whether I want to add in any new starts, switch any projects around, that kind of thing. So again, it's not really set in stone. What I have decided so far as the stitching plans go, is I'm not going to stitch any Christmas in January or February, because I've done quite a lot of Christmas. And I love it, but I need a break. So no Christmas stitching for January or February, and then maybe March, April, I'm not quite sure when. At some point I'll bring back in some Christmas projects so I can stitch Christmas things throughout the year. Oh, except I said I'm not doing any Christmas stitching. That's a lie, because the only thing I am doing is the Christmas club from Shan and Christine Designs. So the Christmas mugs, that's going to be a stitch along. The first mug's out. I haven't started it yet. I'll share more about that probably in my next FlossTube. But that one I will be starting as soon as my fabric arrives for it. That's the only Christmas thing I'm going to do, because it's a stitch along and I don't want to get behind with it. So I'm definitely going to get started on that one. But other than that, no Christmas stitching. And obviously the Castle Homecoming stitch along I've mentioned is going to be a focus for January, February, try and get that one finished. Because I've been really enjoying having stitch alongs, and there's a lot that I've been eyeing up for 2024. And I would so love to do them all, and I absolutely can't. And I thought I'd made my mind up, and then I saw another one. And I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because I still haven't 100% decided, but I will by the next FlossTube. I will have decided what I'm going to do, and I'll share that with you. But yeah, so there will be another stitch along coming in. Now, 2023, and I think 2024 is going to be the year of the fancy ladies. I've obviously fallen in love with the mermaid and with the winter's gift, and I've already said I have a partial plan. It was a full plan until something kind of, well, you'll see. So the plan was to stitch on the winter's gift until the end of February. Then that's going to go away if I haven't finished it. I'll pick that back up in maybe November time. And then I can go back to Rossa, the mermaid, stitch that in March and April, try and get a finish for that so that I can do a new birthday start on Gaia, the Earth Goddess, for my birthday start in May. So that was fantastic. Great plan. And then Bella Filipina went and released Julia, the Firefly Princess, and she's amazing. And I absolutely have to stitch her. It's all pinks and purples. Oh, I'll try and put a picture in for you so you can see. She is stunning. As soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, I have to put her in somewhere. So I don't know how that's going to work. I need to figure that one out, but I absolutely have to stitch her. And I've kind of been eyeing up maybe for later in the year. I'd love to stitch Greta Goldbloom, which I know so many people have stitched, but every time I see it, I love it. And I'd like to stitch that as well, but I don't know if I can. But I think we'll just have to see how the year goes. But yeah, I think it's safe to say 2024 is going to be filled with fancy ladies. So the other thing is WIP Go. And I'm not doing WIP Go. If you don't know what it is, I'm not going to explain it all here because I think this video is probably going to be long enough already. But it's a way to work on your projects. And I love the idea, but honestly, I don't think I can overcomplicate it. I think my year's going to be complicated enough as it is. So I'm not going to do WIP Go. I can always jump in on it halfway through the year if I suddenly decide I want to do it. But I'm not going to do it for now. I'm going to stick to my plan. I've got my monthly project. I've put all the others. I've put other things, you can see, on sticky notes. So I've put things in through the year. You can see I've got lots of sticky notes on here of projects of when I might do them. So they're kind of, you know, roughly blocked out there, and I can move those notes around and put them in for definite once I know where I can work on them. So that is my plans for 2024, such as they are. I did say they were going to be pretty loose. But I'm just leaving myself space because who knows what's going to come up? Who knows what life is going to throw at you? So let's just roll with it and enjoy every stitch that I do get to make. So as far as life updates, any other business, there's not really a whole lot. There is the bookcase I now have behind me, which is lovely. I've got a couple of my Christmas finishes on there, so that's exciting. I can swap that and display some nice little stitchy bits while I'm filming, so yeah, that's really nice. Other than that, I'm still enjoying a few more days off. I've been super lucky to have quite a nice bit of time off over Christmas, so I'm going to enjoy a few more days to recover fully from the COVID, eat the Christmas leftovers, just hang out, just me and my lovely husband Tim. I'm going to watch some FlossTubes. Well, I am, he's not. He's going to play some games on the PS5. We might do a puzzle together. I've got a lovely puzzle for us. Just all that nice relaxing stuff before I have to go back to work. And maybe filming some tutorial videos if I'm feeling up to it. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to get to it, but I will be back for my next FlossTube episode on Wednesday the 10th of January 2024. 2024. It always sounds crazy, doesn't it, when you go into a new year and you have to get used to saying 2024. So anyway, I would love for you to join me back again here in, I was going to say a couple of weeks, but because this is late, it's not. It'll be like 10 days time. So join me then and come and see what my stitch along is going to be that I've decided on, and see if I've made any more new starts. I don't have any planned, but I might just throw one in there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been working on and what my plans are for 2024. Until next time, happy stitching and bye for now. So my second finish is one of the 3 little mini kits that was in the advent box from the Historical Sampler Company. So I managed to finish one of the 3 and I'll be stitching the other 2 during the year. And here it is. I'll just get that